ChatGPT and artificial intelligence has the power to do your homework, but also pay your bills. How can you pay my bills? Not like that. Artificial intelligence like ChatGPT gives people like you and me the power to communicate with a second brain. Now, if you know what questions to ask and if you know how to communicate the right way, you can use technologies like ChatGPT to make you more money. How do you do that? Well, there are 3 different ways that I'm going to go over in this video. Number 1, you can invest in the companies that are actually creating the artificial intelligence. Number 2, you can use the artificial intelligence in a way that can make you more money. And number 3, you can own a piece of the companies or own a piece of the technologies that are utilizing the artificial intelligence. Option number 1 is investing in companies that are creating artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence technologies. Now, I do want to give you a little bit of a warning and disclaimer before I really go into the different types of investments that you can make here, because people are calling this artificial intelligence investment boom a gold rush in artificial intelligence. Now, if you remember what happened at the gold rush, the people that got in early made a lot of money, and then all the people that started chasing the gold rush ended up losing money. Why? Because what happens anytime you see a new thing happen, a new technology, you see a huge boom causing a huge run-up, causing insane valuations, and then people realize, oh my God, these valuations have gotten out of hand. And then this creates a bubble, the bubble bursts, the bubble then goes down. People think that this whole technology was just a fad, it will never continue, and that it was just a huge scam. And then you see the real companies start to emerge and start to grow again. So understand that yes, we are seeing a lot of movement, a lot of hype, and a lot of excitement in artificial intelligence. That will create a bubble. That bubble will eventually burst. When that bubble bursts, you will see even more opportunities. But the key here is, if you believe in artificial intelligence, is to understand that you're going to see bubble type things happen. But if you believe in something, you have to be able to invest in it for the long term and understand the risks, because when you see this type of bubble movement, you're going to see a lot of companies start investing in AI. Some of them will work, a lot of them will not. So understand that risk when you're investing in new technologies like this. So which company should you invest in? Well, you can start by asking ChatGPT which stock should you invest in to get rich, but it'll tell you to figure it out yourself. But if you get a little bit more specific and you ask ChatGPT which companies are investing in artificial intelligence, now it'll spit out a list of different companies that are investing in AI. Just a reminder, all the stocks and ETFs that I'm going to be discussing are not recommendations. I'm not telling you what to invest in. I'm just a random guy on YouTube. Make sure you always do your own due diligence and always remember that investing has risks. You're never guaranteed to make money when you invest. In fact, you will probably lose money at some point, so make sure you understand that before you go in. But according to ChatGPT, the 5 companies that they say are investing in artificial intelligence are Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Nvidia, and IBM, which actually is true. These are companies that are all investing in artificial intelligence. And then let's compare this to an article that Forbes put out, which goes over a number of different companies that are investing in artificial intelligence. The 12 best AI stocks to buy for 2023 according to Forbes, and they are: number 1, Adobe; number 2, Alphabet, Google; number 3 is Amazon; number 4 is Baidu; number 5 is C3 AI; number 6 is IBM; number 7 is Micron Technologies; number 8 is Microsoft; number 9, Nvidia; number 10, Oracle; number 11, Palantir; and number 12, Tesla. Interestingly, the 5 companies that ChatGPT recommended are all on the Forbes list. But then the next question is, if you were going to be investing in companies, how do you do the research? Now, I have a lot of videos on my channel where I talk about how do you actually do the analysis, but one recommendation that I do have is, if you're going to be investing in companies, don't just blindly throw your money into companies. Do the research. Don't just look at the product, that's one aspect of it. Also look at who's running the company and how innovative you believe the company is, and what the moat of the company is, and what the financials of the company looks like. And for a lot of people, I would say 90 to 95% of people, they probably shouldn't be investing in individual companies because they don't have the psychology and the financial education to be investing in individual companies. And so then you can also look at the next best thing, which could potentially be something like an ETF or an exchange traded fund, which is essentially a ticker symbol that you can invest in, which gives you exposure to a basket of stocks. And guess what? There are ETFs that give you exposure to AI companies. By the way, in case you wanted to read that Forbes article, I linked it for you down in the description, but there's a handful of different ETFs out there right now that will give you exposure to companies investing in AI or artificial intelligence. And the couple that I want to highlight are BOTZ and ROBO. Let me start by talking about BOTZ by showing you the BOTS ETF website. According to their ETF summary, they seek to invest in companies that potentially stand to benefit from increased adoption and utilization of robotics and artificial intelligence. Then if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see some of their top holdings, and kind of like what we talked about, number one at the time of recording is NVIDIA, Kans Corp, ABB, and a bunch of other companies. Now let's go to the Robo site. According to their summary, Robo invests in global companies that are driving transformative innovations in robotics, automation, and artificial intelligence. And then if you scroll down and see their holdings, you'll see all the different companies that they're investing in. Again, when you're investing in new technologies, you have to remember that there's going to be periods of booms and busts, and when you have all the media covering it, that can help create a boom, which can create overvaluations, which can also create busts. So just understand that when you're investing, you want to be a long-term investor. That way you can actually see the rewards of you investing in something that you believe in for the long term. Are you guaranteed to make money? Absolutely not. But understand the risks that are associated with investing, especially when you're investing in growth or new innovative technologies. Now, if you want to learn more about how to actually invest your money and start generating cash flow and start generating passive income, I have a free ebook that walks you through how to make your first investment and how to start generating cash flow from investments and how to make good long-term investments. If you want to read this ebook, it's completely free, and I'll put the link to how you can read this ebook down in the description below. This brings us to the second way that you can make money with something like ChatGPT and artificial intelligence. It's by actually utilizing artificial intelligence. Now, I like what Chamath Palihapitiya said, because what he said is the person who made the refrigerator made some money. But the person who really made money from the fridge was Coca-Cola, because they used the fridge in their corporation to help sell and distribute more Coke cans and more Coke bottles. So now the question is, how can you utilize this technology into your own business or to your own idea? That way you can make money from it, or you can invest in other usages, which I'll talk about in number 3. So we tried using artificial intelligence. I have a newsletter company called Briefs Media, and one of our newsletters is Market Briefs, which is our free newsletter for investors that keeps you up to date on what's happening in the financial markets. And what we tried doing with artificial intelligence was using AI to kind of tell some of our stories. Now, the first issue is that artificial intelligence doesn't have the most up-to-date information, so we're not able to use it to write news stories. But we wanted to have a little bit of fun with it, so we asked artificial intelligence if we are in a recession or not. And because, again, they didn't have the most up-to-date information, it just gave us kind of like a generic definition of what a recession was. So we just kind of use artificial intelligence as a way to create more content and kind of fun content within our newsletter. But we always say that this is from ChatGPT as a way to kind of just talk about what's happening in a relevant way. That's how we use artificial intelligence so far, because we weren't able to get the best use since we're covering the news in a very creative way. We write in a very unique way, and we and the Briefs Media team have to analyze a whole bunch of different pieces of information to then collect that together to create one news story. ChatGPT just doesn't have the ability to do that yet. Now, there are other potential uses for ChatGPT. BuzzFeed said that they're going to start using artificial intelligence like ChatGPT to help create some of their content, like their blogs that they have on their website. Salesforce is working on building a competitor ChatGPT, which you can use to help write sales emails to help sell your product without having to hire a whole bunch of salespeople. The whole idea with using something like ChatGPT here is that you can use the second brain, this ChatGPT or other artificial intelligence, to write content for you. That way you don't have to pay somebody to do it. That being said, you still want to have somebody to review all the content and to add your own emotion into it and make sure that it's all making sense. But it's a way that you can reduce time creating some of the content. And third, you can own a piece of the companies that are utilizing the AI. So in number 2, we talked about you utilizing the AI yourself, but if you are not an entrepreneur, if you don't want to go out and start a company or do all of that, you can invest in companies that are utilizing AI. Now you can start by looking at startup companies, because there's a lot of startup companies that are trying to harness the power of artificial intelligence. I do got to warn you that investing in startups has its own fair share of risk, because something like 9 out of 10 startups will fail. And so just understanding that before you go in. but there's a lot of platforms on the internet, something like Republic or Start Engine or WeFunder, which allow you to invest in startups, and you can look at companies that are utilizing AI. I do gotta let you know though that I am an investor in the WeFunder Corporation, so find which platform is best for you. You can also look for publicly traded companies on the stock market that are utilizing artificial intelligence. Now, what you want to be asking now is, how is a company like, just for example, how is Facebook or Meta using artificial intelligence to reduce costs? AKA, are you seeing a company use artificial intelligence as a way to help produce some of their product to increase efficiency, lower costs, meaning AKA they might have less people working there, they let people go because they have artificial intelligence, and potentially increase their profit margins without hurting the quality of their product? Now, how do you know? Well, just like investing, you don't know until you see it happen, but this is the type of research that you need to be doing to see which companies are utilizing AI to reduce their costs and increase profits without hurting the actual product that they're putting out. So if your goal is to make money from artificial intelligence, you can either invest in the companies that are creating the artificial intelligence technologies, you can use the artificial intelligence in your own business or your side hustle yourself to increase how much money you're making, or you can invest in companies that are utilizing the power of artificial intelligence or ChatGPT to lower their costs and increase their efficiencies. If you have a business idea already, take your money and invest it into your own business idea. One of the strangest questions that I get asked is, Jaspreet, what business should I start? And I don't know. What business should you start? What are you interested in? Where do you see a problem in the world, and where can you fix this problem? A business is all about finding some sort of pain